Brian,
You've got to put it in a little groove there.
What's the word of the day?
Dash.
Dash.
Which I still don't get.
This family screams dash. Screams it. Every single one of them. Every single one of the Johns family.
Starts with D. I'm thinking something else.
Screams dash. There he is.
Oh, God, I miss not being on show tonight.
Oh, yes. Oh, how good is it? How good is it a Thursday when you're not on?
Oh, mate, it's unbelievable. I'm just exploring the space. I'm sitting here in my underpants and my socks, and it's just it's good. It's cool.
Hey Matthew, what I discovered, I've come across a jaffle that I made, and it's changed the way I think.
Really?
Oh gosh! So I just sort of fell into it. So Britt likes to keep garlic in olive oil, so she roasts the garlic and stores in the fridge.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, and then it goes into a paste.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that. I said this looks all right, so I put that on some bread, but I got the linseed bread.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was
healthy household.
Yeah. But I just stumbled across that too. I put that on there.
Yeah.
I whacked some salami on there and Gouda cheese.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, then come on, mate. Mate, our listening.
It's like Sizzler in a jaffle.
Yeah, but then what you do is then you put the garlic on top again.
Yeah.
Because when you put the garlic in the oven and roast it, it sort of loses its potency a little bit.
Yeah, I get that.
And then confit, is that what it's called? Confit. And then you put it on the top, and then it was unbelievable.
What you haven't shared
I could sell it for $30.
Yeah, but what you haven't shared is probably the most important part, is how to cook.
In a jaffle.
So in the old
sandwich maker,
the old triangle sort of cut.
No, this is a flat one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
It hasn't got the triangle cut out, but you could do that.
Are you butter on the outside?
Garlic on the top.
Yes.
Garlic on the top.
Okay.
With the oil.
Okay.
Far out, Dasher. Anyway, sorry, Matthew.
No, you're right. I love jaffle talk. I've got a jaffle maker here. Yeah. When I was growing up, mate, my big go was peanut butter jaffles. Man, love it.
What?
But yeah.
Everyone's got their own.
I've never, ever had a peanut butter jaffle in my life.
I tell you, Joel, have a go and we'll compare notes on Tuesday, mate.
Wow.
Have a crack.
So
it's very, very good.
Just peanut butter?
Okay, so there is another additive. If you want to, it's called the Elvis sandwich. So you go the peanut butter and you just cut up a little bit of banana and put it in as well.
Oh.
It's insane.
I like it.
I can't get around banana.
Oh, really?
No, I like it in a thick smoothie.
Yeah.
I can't get around it. Must be
really.
They're really good for you.
What about Bananarama?
Get around them.
Yes.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire. What is your desire?
We used to sing, I'm your penis, I'm your vagina.
And Robert De Niro's waiting. Robert De Niro's waiting, talking Italian. Is that actually... Sorry, is that Bananarama or the Go-Go's? I think it might have been the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
On the Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's right. She took Pfeiffer. I tell you who got Pfeiffer last night. Almost the Hammer. Matthew, what did you make of it? I've been depressed all day. I've been upset.
Firstly, on the Hammer,
I kicked the shit out of the cat today.
Yeah.
When I say cat, I mean it's a footy. We call the cat the footy. We call the footy the cat.
Mate, Fletch, Joel, I thought it was close to the best performance I've ever seen from someone out of position. I know he's played fullback plenty of times, but shift through the game, like 3 tries, 1 try save, and I'll give him a try assist for the last one, Ben Hunt. Scoops it up one-handed, fires it to Murray Tuolangi. They kick off the set and score down the other end. He is just scary freakish. You get is it like some of the Indigenous players, right, who you played with, you know how the ball just bounces from. It's like, I don't know if it's nature or nurture, but there's just this mega talent and these beautiful hands.
Yep.
Like the Hammer's just got it all. Like the ball bounces for him. Mate, he looks like a 400-metre. It looks like Edwin Moses.
Oh.
Yeah. He just moves so beautifully. He's just an incredible player. But the game overall... Look, I mean, it's all about Joseph Swali'i. I thought the boys fought really hard.
Yep.
Once Queensland broke that 10-point barrier, the floodgates opened to a certain extent. But we fought really hard. I think one of the most crucial things, I think, in those really big games is probably more than anything that you do with your football is your kicking game. and we didn't get our kicking game right early in the game. But it just shows you how quickly a game turns on a 7-tackle set. You know, early doors, first few sets, we're dominating yardage. We're looking really good. We're on the attack. And then we do a little left foot dink into the in goal. It just bounces. It's, you know, one bounce too many. They get a 7-tackle set. Everything changes. They get on the other end and score.
Would you say the analogy we pricked the balloon?
I think so.
Yeah,
yes,
the balloon
definitely pricked the balloon.
Now we asked the hard questions here, Matthew, and I've asked Sugar. Sugar wouldn't let me. Wouldn't have any bar of it. Do you think the occasion got to Nicho a little bit, Matthew? Do you think, because we know he's Dalian Player of the Year, we know he can handle NRL week to week, but do you think that occasion might have played on his brain a little bit?
Fletch, there was a lot on his shoulders. I'll put it that. There was a lot on his shoulders. You know, I mean, you hear players say all the time, I don't listen to the outside noise, but of course it seeps in. And he knew what a giant game it was. I sort of had fears a little bit. Going into those big games when there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, you want to get the first couple of touches right. And the left foot dink when I went over the dead in goal, I thought, I sort of had a few concerns there. Look, as the game went on, he started to find his rhythm. But in a lot of ways, the damage was already done. So yeah, there'll be some changes. I think I certainly think Dylan Edwards will come into the side now. Thought Teddy was good.
Yeah.
But again, we come back to we just need a slightly different formula. I thought Reece Robson was really strong, but the question's going to be now, you know, do we need Appy in there for his creativity through the middle? And yeah, there was just little aspects of our game that were off. One of the things that was off that really surprised me is that, like, they really found it hard to form combination around Isaiah Yeo. When Isaiah come on the field, there were guys running the wrong space, the wrong gaps, and he just really couldn't get going with his ball playing because they all weren't on the same page. That surprised me a little bit. But Queensland, all things fair and equal, were the better team.
I feel sorry for Nicho because he came onto his first Origin in very rare circumstances. He comes into this, he's got the calf concern, someone goes down. The poor bugger hasn't had a proper crack at it at this stage. But I was talking before, Matty, and I hate talking about this because he's the most nicest bloke almost. He's an immortal of being nice. And I'm talking about Jake Trbojevic.
Yep.
But I wasn't even certain he was in my 17, and with the greatest respect. But to give him captain, so now you've got to decide whether, which I think's wrong. I think Isaiah Yeo was the obvious captain. He's been in the last 4 grand finals. They've been there, done that. Now you've pretty much got to lock into Jake for the rest of the series, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Like, Sugar, what counted against Jake last night was the very fact that, you know, by half-time they had to chase points. And I'm a little bit of the belief that I think it's problematic having Jake and Isaiah on the field at the same time, and they needed to change. They needed to chase points, and so that's why Isaiah stayed on there. And I think, and we had to basically keep Jake on the bench. But yeah, like, it just wasn't his type of game, to be honest, Sugar. But you know, like, it's just like Slater, honestly. It was funny, Billy, going into the game, man. I've never seen him so snappy. And he was really snappy in the press conference afterwards. You know, they're asking about the high shot, and it's really unlike him. And I started to take it as a little bit like he's feeling the pressure. And maybe he is, but he certainly doesn't show it. Like last night, like to move Hamiso to fullback, it'd be so easy to send a message to the trainer and say, hey, listen, just get out there and tell Hamiso I need to do this, that, and the other. Instead, he jumps into the lift, goes down to ground level, and goes and tells him himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he's worried. He was worried about phone because their mics were tapped.
Oh.
Yeah, that was yeah, apparently.
Was he?
They were. No, I'm not joking.
Oh.
The walkie-talkie system, they had mentioned that it might have been compromised.
Is that why he went down there?
Wow.
Fair income.
What did he say? Like, I know what's come out and said in the press conference, but we were asked on air, and I said, I reckon he just simply said, mate, Reece is gone.
Yeah.
Just go on. This is your jumper. Just go and own it. Thoughts?
Yeah. He probably had a few little plays up his sleeve, and, you know, he's got a plan for everything, Billy. I'd say he probably had a plan in case Reece went down of putting Hamiso back there. and probably just went and reminded him, and this is what I need you to do. But yeah, they were strong. I mean, it was hard. Like I do feel sorry for the coaching staff in New South Wales when the Suoliti thing, it all happened so quickly. I can imagine being up the box, they'd have been going, okay, their heads would be scrambled, and it probably took them probably would have been 12, 15 minutes to find the right solution to stop the bleeding on the right-hand side, move Crichton over there, but once again, the damage was done.
I'll tell you what, he wasn't in my team when we were naming teams. He wasn't in yours, Brian, either. But I said to my young blokes, I said, what do you think of Zac Lomax game, boys?
Yeah,
they said, Dad, he just ran at the game. He took it to him. I tell you, I was completely wrong. He was awesome, wasn't he, Matty?
Played well.
Yeah.
Played really well. I had concerns about him as well. But, no, he was really strong, Zach. Again, it comes back to the point, whoever's going to be the next Parramatta coach, you're watching that going, man, look, it's not like, we're not stirring shit here.
No.
He's showing he is a top tier. He's a class winger.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't understand why we scored off him, because he's been doing it all year. Why did we only kick to him once?
Yeah.
And we scored.
We just lost our way.
I know.
Just lost our way, Fletch.
But that should be that if the halves just turn around and go, righto, I'm going to hit it up for 2. I'm going to kick it to Nicho because to Zach, because we had nothing else. We had no combinations forming, as you mentioned, Matty. So that isn't that what you do? You go, righto, use up your forwards, and as a half, you go, I'm going to just kick to Zac Lomax.
You know what happens sometimes, Fletch? When you're in the halves and you're chasing points like they were, and you could see them, they were tying themselves in knots. Like sometimes there were guys just standing that ended up with the ball in their hands. Is that what happens is you're in... You're going left, you're going right, you're going through the middle, you're going right, you're going left. All of a sudden, the most important part of the set, which is the kick at the end, becomes the afterthought. And I always think sometimes going into really big games like that is if you're a half, you've got to do less. You just got to do less. Don't try to handle the ball on back-to-back plays and just keep going because you're going to tie yourself in knots. Just play with a little bit of patience. Get out there, breathe. Handle it once, maybe twice in a set of 6. Just steer them around the park. And oftentimes, if you do less, you do better.
You know what? Talking about doing less. So a mate of mine, and he's a smart guy. I said, why do Queensland, less population, why do they over-index on their performance and halves? So in particular, you'll notice that New South Wales can't match it over time with the halves. And he said, you know why? It's pretty simple. And he's moved from New South Wales to Queensland. He said, do you know, in any given season, in the 12 months when it comes to touch football, Oztag, playing rugby league, he said, because of the weather, the Queenslanders are playing 35% more than the New South Wales.
No, I'm not going to. No.
He's saying, and then over a 10 or 12-year period, logbook gets filled up.
No way, Loggy.
And I'm subscribing,
Loggy.
No
way, Leroy Loggins.
Leroy, are you not with me?
I'm not with you.
Kenny Loggins,
I've got a bit of a take.
Kenny,
I've got a bit of a take. I think, now, we know this generation of players, they need a cuddle.
Yeah.
More of a cuddle.
Yes.
I think the halves are too nice, and they don't want to upset their forwards.
But the Blues halves?
I think in general. Everyone's just too nice to each other. I remember playing with your brother. The things that would come out of his mouth, and you're on his team.
Which brother? His or mine?
Both. No, Matthew, I reckon there's no real hard general going, oh, geez, if he says something, I'm going to do it. They just they're all a little bit sensitive.
That's it, Fletch. Like, playing with Chief and Mark Sargent and Tony Butterfield and all those older guys, they used to say to us, just scream at us. Call us whatever you want, and we'll forgive you after the game. And it took a little bit of time to go, but it's just what you got to do. You got to scream and yell, and sometimes you might go over the line a little bit. You just come off and you apologise.
Correct.
But the other thing about them too is it's how Queensland look to change a game and how we look to change a game. And I'll give you an example of how Queensland do it. I always think about the Cameron Smith sides. Whenever they're under pressure, he'd just scoop up that ball and just hit it on the left foot. 60 metres down the field, they'd just lead a kick chase and get after us. Now, there was a moment last night. It's 20-10, and we're coming back and we're going in a bit. And I'm sitting there going, mate, this, I don't know, this could be a bit of a miracle forming here.
Is this Hudson Young?
No, that was just after it. Now, and Joel, now what happened was Nicho got the ball. He came within an inch of a 40-20, where Xavier Coates just tapped it back in, and honestly, there was half an inch in it. Now, what happened is we got in there and we started getting into in defence. We got the ascendancy, but our back three, they just exhaled for a second, and they just relaxed for half a second. Daly Evans gets one good go forward and goes whack, knocks it downfield, and picks up the 40-20. And for us, that drew curtains on our night.
Yep.
It just totally changed everything in a kick.
That was the key. Like at 20-10, as Matty's saying, the 13th player for us was the 77,000 in the crowd. If we go to 20-16, Brian, we are on the cusp of one of the greatest New South Wales victories.
What about Valdust, our man Valdust? We love Val. He's kicking at 50% for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You put a Queensland jumper, 7 from 7.
Yep.
100%.
I know, Fletcher. What's most Toddy Payton be thinking when he's watching Nenai, Tuolangi, Val? They're just braining them. Reece Robson, once again, for us, he was good, nearly 50 tackles. But you look at that Cowboys side and how they perform at Origin, you go, mate, that's a title-winning team. It shows you how much they're underperforming.
He's right. Best performed club pound for pound per capita. The Cowboys.
Yeah.
Mate, he's 100% right.
There was 6 of them.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Changes.
Do it.
Changes.
Moses will come in for sure.
Sully?
It's just, whether it'll be...
Sully or Mitch?
No, the Ten Commandments.
Or Isaac.
Moses Sully at halfback.
Isaac. Yeah, that's right. Wait, you do that downward inflection. Yeah. Or Isaac. But Moses will come in, whether it's for Jerome or Nicho, they've got to work that out. Dylan Edwards in for Teddy. And I think, once again, I think for Madge, there's a decision to make around Api Coruscant, if not starting at 14. So, that's about the extent of it. As we said before, the tail of the tape was the fact that we went down to 12 men. Apart from that, we fought and competed really hard.
That would have been...
Latrell comes in, doesn't he? I know you were keen on him first, Matty. He comes in, doesn't he?
All right. That slipped my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely, Latrell comes in.
Bears Head's hypothetical. Cam Murray doesn't play a game in the NRL, but it declares himself fit for Madge, for Origin.
For who, Brian?
I'm just saying.
For who? I'm asking you for who.
I'm just saying.
No, come on, mate. You're a pleaser.
I'm the host.
No,
I'm the host.
Stop pleasing people.
This is Bears Head's hypothetical.
Okay, well, Bears Head's hypothetical.
I don't have to
comes
give
in for who?
No.
Who?
No. Don't. I'm the host. I'm asking you the questions.
I think,
I'm the John Laws.
Fletch? I think so, Fletch. Now, if you watch the game in the first 25, 30 minutes, how good Cam McGuinness was early in that game, through the middle, if you want to make an impact with the football, you got to have good foot speed and good footwork.
Yep.
And that's what McGuinness showed. He had a big impact there, and that's what Murray has got. I would not pick Murray for an edge. I don't like him at all on an edge. If you're going to pick him, you're playing through the middle, but it's worth some thought, Fletch.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. I'll tell you what else I'm thinking about. This peanut butter Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
Jaffle.
Hey, matey, we've got to go. We've got to go. But Morning Glory tomorrow, really quickly, for those who might have been in doubt for this game one or not popular elects, who's absolutely ironclad? Olakawatu, Lomax, who else you got there?
Liam.
Yeah, who have you got? They've booked their ticket.
I'm on the spot. Crichton, of course.
Yeah.
There's quite a few there. Most of the fours. Liam Martin, fantastic. So on and so. Mate, I thought Angus Crichton was good too.
Yeah, he was very good.
I thought he was really strong.